Hey guys, it's Jen and I'm back with another process video for Ellie's Studio. Before I get started, I wanted to show you some of the things I'm going to be using. I'm using mostly the April kit and some of the extras. So this sun is a cut file from the April extras, and then these puffy stickers were an extra as well. So I'll be using probably both of those. I'm also using some bits from the April kit. So these 3 cards, I don't know if I'll use them all. And then I have a couple of little bits from that. And then I'm also using these acrylic words that say go see do, and these are from their it was a mid-March travel release, so I think I'm going to use that for my title because I'm using these 2 photos of my daughter. She's exploring this little creek in the park, and I just wanted to do a layout about how good it is to get outside and how she's always exploring, and how I want to do more of that this summer. And so I'm going to be doing that. Now I'm going to, with this cut file, I think I'm going to lay this white cut file on top of this yellow patterned paper, which is from the Little Moments collection. It's the Bloom paper. And I'm going to lay this over the top, but what I want to do is I want to stitch in yellow around the sunshine, because I'm not sure, I just like the added detail of something like that, but also I'm not sure if I'm going to leave the center these bright stripes, only because I don't know if my photos will look good against that or what. So I plan to stitch around it and then decide how I'm going to finish it up, because I might end up filling back the center back in with white, but it will have the stitch line around it, so you'll still be able to see it. So I'm not going to make you watch me do the stitching. I'm just going to poke holes about every 1/4 inch and use some yellow thread. I'm going to use this brighter orangey yellow to do it with. This is just some really old embroidery floss that I have from Close to My Heart, just the yellow that I had. And so I'm going to stitch that, and then I will come back to complete the layout. Okay, so now I have my little sun all stitched around. You can see how awesome that looks. Just really gives that defined edge and gives it a little something special. It does take forever. It took me about an hour, but it was worth it in my eyes. I really like the way that looks. So now I can place my pattern paper below it. Now I really like the polka dots right here, so I'm going to actually flip this, I think, so that it's this way, so that I can have the polka dots at the top, because that's what we'll be showing. I plan to put my photos something like this. I don't know exactly yet. Either both inside or one in and one out. I'm leaning toward something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and put you on fast forward and finish this up. So after I got this stitched, this layout's going to go fairly quickly. You can see I'm kind of playing around with the photos, nestling them inside the sunshine there. I try to decide whether I want them in or poking out of it, or what exactly I want. So I decide for sure, though, that I want to pop up the whole sunshine. And so I'm going to, instead of using a whole bunch of foam squares, I'm going to use some fun foam that I got at Walmart for like $5 for a huge stack of it. And I'm just sticking it down. And then I'm going to use some double-sided adhesive to adhere all of the foam down. So I'm just ripping off little pieces and sticking it on all of the fun foam there. And I'm just sticking it around the outside. I'm not going to stick it on the inner pieces, because I want to be able to tuck things. And really the foam just needs to be able to hold its place. So now I'm just peeling off the back of that double-sided tape. I'm just using some Thermoweb Easy Tear tape and then adhering that down. And now I didn't adhere it quite right on the background, but it doesn't matter, because I can just trim off the excess on the edges. And I'm going to play around with those photos again and see exactly how I want them laid out. So because I want the focus to, I took all that work to stitch on the sun. I want that to be a lot of the focus of the layout. I don't want to cover it up too much. And so I'm going to keep this really simple and keep the embellishments kind of close to the photos. I'm going to use a little bit more of that foam, because I have it out, to pop up These Moments Are My Everything, and I'm going to put that underneath the photos. I like the way that looks there. And then I'll rest my title on top of the photos. And that, again, is the acrylic words from the the March travel release. And I'm just going to adhere those with a little bit of Scotch Quick Dry adhesive that I have in a fine line bottle that's off to the left there. And that fine line bottle just comes empty and you can fill it with whatever glue you want. I'll be sure to link to those products over on my blog as well as in the video description below. So now I am looking at what I can put above Go See Do, and I'm just going to trim out this word today from this card from the March kit, or April kit, sorry. And I don't end up using this word today, but I do kind of like the way it looks. I end up going with something a little bit different. So I decided to use that word explore from the puffy stickers, and because I brought in the green, I decided I wanted to bring in a little bit more green, and there was a green sticker that said today, so I took off the other today, cut the file this under that pink label off of another card, and stapled the word today to it, and that's going to fit right above my title, and I like the way that ends up looking. So now I'm just going to find a few more embellishments. So I decided to put to bring a little bit more pink in, that little puffy flower with the leaves, and I'm overlapping the leaves onto These Moments Are My Everything, that little label, so that it kind of all goes together. I'm going to use some of the yellow hearts as well, and that Good Stuff circle I will use there at the top, and to bring in a little bit more of that aqua color, I'm going to put Capturing Life at the bottom, and I'm trying to see if I can bring in one more shot of green. It just doesn't end up working anywhere. Ideally, I would have had one more little place that there was green, but oh well. I'm going to just live without it. And I'm going to staple Capturing Life to These Moments Are My Everything, just so that there's another thing that's stapled, since I had stapled the little Today puffy sticker at the top. I really love the way puffy stickers look when they're stapled. They kind of it depresses the puffiness in that area, and I really, really like the way that looks. So just putting a little bit of foam adhesive underneath that sticker so that it pops up. And then I'm going to do some journaling in between the rays of the sun on the bottom, and then I'll do a little bit on the top as well. And like I mentioned, I'm just going to talk about how it says, our lives need more of this everyday exploration and just being outside. I vow to make summer 2016 full of more going, more seeing, and more doing, all of the good things that make life full. So the bottom's a little mantra to get outside, and then at the top I'm going to just write a brief caption about the actual day. So the journaling is in 2016. The photos actually took place in 2014. So I'll stamp the dates as well, just the years above and below for each of my journaling spots. So after that last little bit of journaling that I'm doing at the top, I'm using my favorite Muji pen, by the way. I'm just going to finish this layout off with a little bit more sunshine and some Heidi Swapp Gold Color Shine. And that is going to complete it. I hope that you've enjoyed. Be sure to go to Ellie's Studio, shopelliestudio.com/blog to see more of these photos up close. I will also post something on my blog as well, and then I will link to products in the video description below. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day.